Welcome in, everybody. We have maybe the most exciting video of the year for you. We have my college football playoff predictions with the brackets set. I'm excited to do this. Now, I have a couple prefaces, a couple pre-fi, if you will, for this bracket, for these predictions. Okay, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new here, this is the Ian Fritts Show. That is me. I am Ian Fritts, and this is my show. College football all the time. We have a fun one today. If you're not subscribed, do that below. We will get into this predictions right now. So, do I believe all of these games will happen the way that I will say them in the video? I'm going to say this and say this probably several times throughout this video. No, I do not. And you're thinking, Ian, then why would you even make this bracket prediction like the way you're making it in this video? And to you, viewer, I would say that's a great question. Number one. Number two, here's why. The bracket is going to have some wacky stuff happen, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be some stuff that makes our mind go kaboom. Okay, it's going to make us blow our minds out and blow our brains out because we didn't see it happening. Okay, now the point of a prediction is to hopefully see that before it happens. Okay, so I'm going to predict what happens in this video, in this bracket, excuse me, in this video. And because I'm trying to predict what is going to happen in the playoffs, that means all of these predictions I don't necessarily believe. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Because all of these things that happen in this bracket, in the real one, in a month's time, not everybody's going to see coming. Okay, we're going to have some upsets. We're going to have some injuries. We're going to have some things. Maybe a coach gets taken away to another job. We're going to have some things that throw some wrenches in this thing and go, well, that's not how we saw this happening. And because of that, you have to see that happen before it happens, which makes me think don't predict what you think is going to happen or what you perceive to happen. You got to predict what's actually going to happen, okay? And that's what I'm trying to do in this college football playoff prediction video. Okay, we're going to jump right in. We got Clemson, number 12 seed, traveling to Austin, Texas to play Quinn Ewers, question mark, maybe, or is it Arch Manning and the Texas Longhorns, okay? Look, heads up for all the Texas fans out there, you got to start Arch Manning, okay? Look, this Quinn Ewers guy, I saw some rankings the other day. Look, they were ranking all the 12 quarterbacks in the playoffs, and they had Quinn Ewers top 5. Nope, ladies and gentlemen, he is bottom 3. Okay, I've seen enough from all these quarterbacks. I watch every game, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen enough from all of these quarterbacks to make me think Quinn Ewers is not the guy, ladies and gentlemen. He is not the guy, and because he's not the guy, and because I don't think Sark is going to pull him out of the game and put Arch Manning in, I have to go. And again, I don't believe Clemson will win this game. However, I'm going to predict Clemson to win this game because because I think it could happen, okay? And because of the possibility of it happening, I think I got to go with Clemson because there's going to be an upset in this first round, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you right now, not all of these favorites, not Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, or Notre Dame. One of those teams is going to fall, okay, in this first round. One of the home teams is going to lose. It's going to happen. It's college football, especially this year. Chaos all over the map. It's going to happen, folks. You got to get ready for it, and I'm trying to get ready for it with this prediction, okay? It's just like in March Madness, you wouldn't predict, you wouldn't actually believe the 15 seed is going to beat a 2 seed. But lo and behold, every couple years it happens. Hey, boom. That's why you predict one of those 15 seeds to win. Okay? That's the same philosophy I'm taking with the March Madness bracket. I'm applying it to the college football playoff bracket. And you're only getting that analysis here at the Infred Show. Not everybody else is out there doing this. They're talking logic. They're talking numbers. They're talking quarterbacks. They're talking stylistic matchups. And we will do that in the preview show. But in a prediction show, no, 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 no. We go outside of the box. We go outside of my own gut. And you know how I like to predict by the gut. I do that in the preview show. Not a prediction show, a preview show. This is a prediction show. We got to go outside the box, outside of the normal thinking to try and predict this college football playoff. Okay, so that's going to have Clemson beating Texas in round 1. Next game up, you got the Tennessee Volunteers traveling to the Horseshoe of Ohio State. Okay, Ohio State, are they in shambles? You have an Ohio State senator House of Representative, whatever they call them up there in Ohio, putting forth a bill in Ohio State that says, hey, if anyone plants a flag at the center of Ohio Stadium, felony. Okay, and people were up in arms. Soft as Charmin, ultra strong. You need to be in a commercial Ohio State. This is sorry for all Ohio State people. And funny enough, this Ohio State guy, he was actually he was actually a Michigan fan, okay? Ultimate troll job, and because of that, I think Ohio State's in shambles. And you got to give me the Tennessee Volunteers to win in the first round against Ohio State. And you're thinking, Ian, this guy knows absolutely no ball. And again, ladies and gentlemen, do I think both Clemson and Tennessee, if you would, gun to my head, who am I picking? I'm picking Texas and Ohio State. That's picking. That is a preview. Okay, this is a prediction. Wild stuff happens in it, and I'm trying to foresee the wild stuff. Okay, that's why I got Clemson. That's why I got Tennessee. Okay, next one up, SMU Penn State. Now here's a game where I'm trying to see all the wild stuff that's going to go on. I'm trying to see what's going to happen, March Madness bracket style. What could happen in this Penn State SMU game? And this is the one game in this first round where I can't see that happening. I cannot see any wacky stuff going down. I think Penn State's going to roll, and I think they're going to roll over the ponies pretty easily, folks. That leads us to Indiana at Notre Dame, Fighting Irish, in-state battle. I am pumped up. I was about to join pumped and hyped, and it would have been piped. Not the best phrasing. In the world. So good thing I caught that. I even explained it. I'm not sure if that's catching it anymore. Anyways, Indiana, Notre Dame. This is the one game in the first round that I would go to. I would pick to go to Indiana, Notre Dame, Fighting Irish. And partially is it because I've always wanted to go to Notre Dame Stadium? Yes. Also, I think this is going to be the closest, best first round matchup that we get. However, I actually think this is one where I actually think the Hoosiers are going to get it done, okay? This isn't foreseeing some crazy stuff. Unlike Clemson and Tennessee, I think Indiana's actually going to get this one done, and they're actually going to get the W, okay? That leads us to our second round matchups. Need to take a sip here from the patented mug. If you want one of these, let me know. There's nothing in it. The producer needs to get his stuff together and get me some water before the show. Unbelievable job from him. Okay, Clemson Tigers, Arizona State Sun Devils. If this game happens, look at the color matchup. A nice orange, a nice yellow. This is a fun color matchup. Quarterfinals. These are going to be played at the bowl sites. I can't remember where this one's played at. Probably the Sugar Bowl. I'm not sure. But in this prediction video, nobody's tackling Cam Scatabo. Okay, nobody is tackling Cam Scatabo. Okay, Tennessee Volunteers, Oregon Ducks. Next game up. Look, for Tennessee to win this hypothetical game, for me to see this happening in the future. Okay, Nico Iamaleava, however you say his name. Sorry, Nico. Did you guys know that his actual name is Nicholas? I might just refer to him as Nicholas from here on out. So Nicholas, he's going to have the game of his life to beat these Oregon Ducks, okay? And I'm just going to throw this out there. It's not happening. Give me the Oregon Ducks. Give me Dan Lanning. Give me Dylan Gabriel. Give me Tez Johnson. Give me every player on their team to outperform every player on the Tennessee Volunteers team, okay? You got Oregon moving on to the semifinals. Next game up, Penn State Nittany Lions against the Boise State Broncos, okay? And some of you would think that I'm going to apply the same logic of Arizona State Clemson that I did with I will apply that to Boise State Penn State. You will be wrong, folks. I will not apply that logic to Boise State Penn State. I am going to go with the Penn State Nittany Lions, okay? And what some perceive as the easiest route to the semifinals, the Penn State Nittany Lions. I think it is the easiest route to the semifinals. They're walking their way in, okay? They are walking their way to the semifinals. Next game up, you got Indiana Hoosiers against the Georgia Bulldogs, okay? This is a fun one, folks. We don't know who Georgia's quarterback going to be. It's probably going to be Gunnar Stockton. Is he good enough to get the job done? Is Gunnar Stockton good enough to get the job done? I don't think that needs to be the question because they're Georgia, okay? They don't need to have Gunnar Stockton be good enough to get the job done, okay? Because the rest of their team is good enough to get the job done. However, this game is one of those games where you look forward and you say, college football is a wacky, wacky world. It is a wacky, wacky world. WWW. Okay? Indiana, somehow, someway, Curtis Rourke throws for 385 yards and 7 touchdowns. They get it done and beat the Georgia Bulldogs. They move on to the semifinals. And look at this, folks. 3 Big Ten teams, 1 Big 12 team in the semifinals. It's an SEC nightmare. It is an SEC nightmare in the semifinals, okay? Arizona State, Oregon. This one's simple, folks. Oregon gets the job done. Look, they've been the best team all year. I think they're going to be the best team in the playoffs. Give me the Oregon Ducks to move on to the coveted national championship game. Who knows where it's being played this year? I do. It's being played in Atlanta. If you know anything about geography, that's a long ways away from Oregon. Just throwing that out there. Penn State, Indiana, 6 versus 10. Who is going to face the Oregon Ducks in the national championship game? Are we going to get a rematch of the Big Ten championship game with Penn State and Oregon? Are we going to get not a rematch in just a new game? A nice green versus a red, a nice Christmas theme in the national championship game. Kurt Signetti, in his first year in the playoffs in Indiana, he is going to get the job done. He's going to move on to the national championship game. It's Oregon. It's Indiana. I'm all for it. If this happens, ladies and gentlemen, now, again, the chances of this bracket happening are the same chances of every other bracket happening. I just want to throw that out there because that's how brackets work, okay? Oregon, Indiana, I'm all for this national championship. I would be all over this matchup. Now, some of you know this, some of you do not. I predicted Oregon to win the national championship in the preseason. I've stuck with it all year. I have stuck with it all year. And again, ladies and gentlemen, in my final, maybe, bracket prediction of the season, you have to give me the Oregon Ducks to win the national championship. Dylan Gabriel, Dan Lanning, they get it done. Congrats to the Ducks. They earned it. I love the Oregon Ducks because they made me correct. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Later on this week, except it'll actually be next week, will be my actual preview of each of these first round games, and we will have the actual picks of those games. Not a prediction, the picks. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, do that down below. I love you guys. Bye.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There it goes.